afternoon to everybody. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all to the graduation party of our 2017 batch. Thank you very much for joining us in the celebration today. As they say, it's not the happy people that are grateful, but it's the grateful people that are happy. So I'll start with gratitude first. I want to start with a big thank you to our venerated dean, who has always given me unflinching support in this journey. Thank you, Dr. Garcia. I want to thank Dr. Cohen especially for always being there for me whenever I came with a problem. He was there to give me a patient listening. Thank you, Dr. Cohen. We don't have Dr. Pelagie with us today, but it wouldn't be fair not to give a special mention for all the appreciation she deserves. Thank you, Dr. Pelagie. Hopefully you listen to the recording. Dr. Bargan is not with us today, but she deserves a big thank you for being by my side in half of the journey of these residents who are graduating today. Thank you, Dr. Bargan. You know, every thing that we accomplish here at school has a big dedicated team behind it. I want to especially thank my amazing staff and the ladies working in the clinic who are not with us today here, but thank you very much for cooperating with me by all through thick and thin times. So thank you Terry, thank you Tiffany, Crystal, James, Kerwin, and of course Lydia. Now we have Janie also in the team, and Amy, you're always there for us. Thank you very much. Last but not the least in my thank you list is Dr. Ruprecht, who has come to my rescue off and on. So thank you, Dr. Ruprecht. Had you not stood by me like a rock, I'm sure I would be shaking today. Thank you very much. Well, today is kind of an emotional day for me, a very emotional day for me actually. This batch has been very special for me because they started their journey from scratch with me, and it still is fresh in my mind. You know, just like I interviewed them yesterday in the office, doesn't look like 2.5 years have passed, but I must confess that I'm very proud of the decision that you were the additions to University of Florida residency program. Thank you for being an awesome group of residents, and I'm confident that you will make me proud wherever you go, and you will make your Gator Nation proud wherever you go. Thank you very much. I think today is the best time, and I should highlight on a couple of things about the program that have changed. We all know that last year was tough for us. We have had quite a turbulent journey, and a lot of things changed. But I'm very proud to say that those things have changed towards getting better. We have improved in so many aspects, and we have grown, and the program is enriched in so many wonderful ways. Just to mention a couple of things, we showed our participation in the Annual Academy of Oral Maxillofacial Radiology meeting with a very high, significantly high number of posters this year. Probably more than we ever had in the past, about 8 to 10 posters. And everybody appreciated our scholarly activities there. So that was one of the challenges that we had this year, that we wanted to keep the participation really active in the academy, no matter what. I also want to focus on a couple of more things. Number one, our collaborations with other departments. We have quite a few research projects which are engaging other departments like Department of Endodontics, Department of Oral Surgery. Dr. Hardiman has been excellent in joining my residents and collaborating between their residents and our residents and coming up with wonderful research projects. So I feel that this was a big milestone that we have really achieved in terms of interdisciplinary collaboration. I also want to applaud oral pathology faculty, our chair Dr. Cohen, Dr. Islam and Dr. Bhattacharya, because we have been able to now start conferences between pathology and radiology residents. The interaction wasn't much in the past, but I believe that these two disciplines are so closely related that with their encouragement and with their efforts, we have started the interaction between the residents and faculty that I believe will be very beneficial in future as well. So thank you Dr. Cohen, Dr. Islam and Dr. Bhattacharya for starting this new aspect to the program, which will be very beneficial not only to the radiology residents but to the pathology residents as well. Now I would like to invite Dean Garcia to please come and kindly say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kashtuari. It's always a pleasure coming here and really seeing the growth that has occurred in this really wonderful little gem of a program. Admittedly, I think all of us have jointly been through many challenges this past year. And I think it's really how we respond to those challenges that really speaks well to our cohesiveness, our joint vision, our strength as a school and as a faculty. And so I'm very grateful to everyone that has really pulled together the accomplishments that Dr. Kashtuari has just enumerated. I think are just really the beginning of how the program will further grow and change and evolve. And I want to add my sincere thanks to Dr. Kashtuari. I know that she has been really holding 2 and 3 hats at the same time. She's been really working tirelessly on your behalf, and I hope all of you residents really understand how much fervor and energy and dedication she has really brought to this. And so I want to thank you for that. To welcome some of our accepted DMD students. This is the wave of students that received acceptances on December 1st. And one of the things that I highlight for them in terms of the strength of the school is really our ability to work across the disciplines, to work beyond dentistry, to include our colleagues in medicine and other parts of the Health Science Center. But in the end, it's really the collective strength of the faculty that bring their devotion and their knowledge and their hard work to improve our programs, and really the sense of support and family that I think is really pervasive throughout the college. And so I want to add my congratulations to the graduating residents, and I want to thank you wholeheartedly for all of what you do every day to really make us proud of all of our programs, but this one particularly, I think it's unique and growing, and I know that it will be even more successful in the future. So thanks again, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Garcia, for your words of encouragement. They personally mean a lot to me. I would request Dr. Cohen to please come and say some words.
You can tell that I've had a rather long career by seeing my gray hair and actually lack of hair. But I don't think anybody can understand how wonderful my career has been, and the best for last is these last few years. I've had amazing luck and achievements in the last few years, and probably the one I'd like to start with is I've probably worked with about a dozen deans in my life, and I've had a lot of quarrels with them. Okay, and I finally met one that's smarter than me, that's amazingly analytical, hardworking, and calming. As you can tell, I need some calming. And Dr. Garcia is probably the best dean in the country, and I think she's going to take our school to an amazing thing. And I'd like to really take a second and I want to applaud her. But also, I think the University of Florida is going through a big campaign called Go Greater. And it's an amazing thing as we've moved up into the top 10, but I think in our dental school, we're going to be doing similar things. And when I look at the departments, and look at the divisions in our department, I look at pathology, I look at radiology, I'll tell you what, I've never seen better residents and I've never seen better faculty. I think it's scary how good these guys are. And all these residents that are graduating today, they are the finest and they are really dedicated people. And I'd like to start with Dr. Keshwari. She's probably the most dedicated faculty member I've ever seen, and she works like unbelievable. She does more things in a day than I can do in a week, and I just think she's absolutely amazing, and I really think we all owe her a lot of gratitude for that. I really do. And if she needs any help at all, this Axel's there, and Axel is a really steadying, brilliant guy, and amazingly great asset to our program. And I want to thank him for coming out of retirement 49 times and saving us. He's really, really been a lifesaver to both myself and to Dr. Keshwari. I don't want to forget my pathology faculty, Dr. Bhattacharya, Dr. Islam. Those guys are incredibly talented, incredibly focused, and incredibly able to accomplish amazing amounts of tasks. And we have probably one of the biggest services. I think we're either second or third in the United States in terms of volume. So if you put pathology and radiology together with these two powerhouse programs, and we just had a seminar where we put it together, it was awesome. It was truly, truly awesome. And I want to tell you that the residents in Path, the residents in radiology, they're getting the finest education, and they are the finest residents. So I know I've talked too long, but I want to thank everybody, and it's great to be the chair of this department. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cohen. Dr. Matt Hansen, could you please come here and say a few words on behalf of your team?
So first off, I'll have to apologize if I talk too long. I have a tendency to ramble, so I apologize in advance. I also have to apologize. I had assumed that I would be going after Dr. Ruprecht, so I was going to spend my entire time refuting any allegations that he made about me. Since I'm not able to do that, I'm going to have to go on the offensive and just say he's old. His memory's not what it used to be, and anything he says about me is likely about Abdullah. So, that out of the way. Thank you. You're all here to congratulate and thank us, when in reality we should be thanking you. Without your support, without your help, we could not have accomplished any of this. And I'd like to start at the top. Dean Garcia, I think we're somewhat kindred spirits. We started at about the same time. She joined the school about 2 or 3 months before we did. And I look at what's changed in the school. I look at what she's accomplished. University of Florida has always been known as a world-class dental school. With her, it will be known as the world-class dental school. And I thank her for that. I look at our climbings in the rankings, especially in research, and we continually climb each year. And that is solely due to her and the vision that she has for our school. So I thank her for that. It's been tremendous what she's accomplished. But even more so than what she's accomplished as a leader and as an educator is how she is as a person. And I think it's a testament to her character, the type of individual that she is. Going to dental school, I wanted to be the one that was not known by the dean. I wanted to get up there in graduation and they look at the diploma and be like, who is this guy? Here, I'm proud to say that that's not the truth, that Dean Garcia personally knows me, and every time I walk into her, she asks about me. She asks about my family. She remembers little Madeline. Madeline was this big when we joined the program, and Dean Garcia held her all around the house, and she didn't cry once. And Dean Garcia still talks about her, and asks about her, and asks about who we are, and you can tell just from those interactions how much she cares about us. And I thank her for that. It truly does make a difference. She's an amazing individual, and the possibilities for the school are limitless under her guidance. So I would like to thank her. Next, Dr. Cohen and his group in oral pathology. As he mentioned, they were really thrust into a situation that I don't believe he wanted or even asked for. But the way they've handled it, the way they've taken us under their wing and helped us and guided us throughout this past year, as it has been very difficult, is just amazing. I don't know what we would have done without him. I mean, there is a reason that Dr. Cohen, Dr. Islam, and Dr. Bhattacharya have won just about every teaching award there is in the school, in the university, and not just once, multiple times. They are amazing instructors, they're amazing pathologists, and they're amazing people. And I appreciate all the interactions that we've had with them. They had the opportunity to really turn their backs on us, and they didn't. They welcomed us, and they embraced us, and they did everything they could to help us through a very challenging time. And I thank them for that. We would not be here today without them. So thank you, Dr. Cohen. Thank you, Dr. Islami. Next, like Dr. Kishwari said, I've got to thank the staff. They often do a thankless job. Kervin in the back has taught me more about ICD-10 codes than I'd ever want to know. And yes, there is an ICD-10 code for acute senioritis. That is an official diagnosis, which I've had the past 6 months, Dr. Rupert. I've been trying to tell you. So thank you, Kervin. Thank you all the clinic staff downstairs and all the staff upstairs that do so much to make our job easier. They really do. And Lydia, even though she puts on a tough and a rough exterior, you would not believe how incredibly sweet she is underneath and how much they have done to make our time here easier. So thank you very much, Lydia. The staff upstairs, the staff downstairs, thank you. Dr. Ruprecht. Ah, yes, it's her turn. I hope you guys understand how lucky you are to work with a guy who taught GV Black. That's incredible. Thank you, Dr. Ruprecht.
He was at Iowa.
He was.
GV
Black went to Iowa when he was there. But really, I can't thank Dr. Rupert enough for what he's done for us. He came in, hi Madeline, he introduced a new way of thinking, he introduced a new system, and he opened us to other ideas. He has been such a stalwart of our specialty, and indeed, I would not be here today without him. He got us recognized as a specialty in America and in Canada, and he did it all on his birthday. On my birthday, I'm phoning Dr. Kishwari with excuses to sleep in, and he's getting us an ADA specialized recognition. So thank you, Dr. Rupert. I appreciate his friendship. I appreciate all that he's taught us over the years. And most importantly, that what we put on paper reflects us as clinicians, and that there's a reason he is so strict and he's so structured with the way he does things. And it's not just to make us better as a specialty, it's to protect us as individuals and make us better as radiologists. So thank you, Dr. Ruprecht. Dr. Keshwari. I told her not to wear makeup tonight in case she cries, so I'll do my best. I don't think anyone truly understands the sacrifices that she's done for us other than her husband and her children. I've just seen a small part of what she's gone through the past year and a half. And Dr. Cohn and Dean Garcia said it almost perfectly, that she was really thrust into a situation that she did not want, she did not expect, and the way she's handled it, the grace that she's handled it with, is just incredible. I've seen her grow. Yeah, thank you. I've seen her grow as an instructor, as a leader, as a colleague, as a friend, and as a director of what we do. It's incredible to watch her grow, and also incredible to see how much she cares about us. She had so many opportunities to make this job easier for her, and she always said no because she recognized the importance of our interaction with our medical colleagues, of our interaction with the other specialties in the dental school. She recognized how important that was to us. Where others had sought to divide and isolate us, she sought to unite and integrate us, and I thank her for that. It will truly make the program and the school a much better place. So thank you, Dr. Kishwari. To the remaining residents, I wish I had some sage-like advice to give you. It'll go fast. It'll go really fast. We are blessed with an incredible specialty. I love it. I really do. And I hope you guys love it as well. But more important than what you do as a job is how you do your job. And to emphasize that, I'd just like to leave with a quick quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "Enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with your heart. Do it with your might, put your whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic, be enthusiastic and faithful, and you will accomplish your object. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm." And I just echo that be enthusiastic for what you do. I see the enthusiasm every day in Dean Garcia, Dr. Hohen, Dr. Rupert, and Dr. Kishwari. That's what's made them successful, and that's what will make us successful. Thank you. I wish you the best. It's not goodbye forever, it's just goodbye for now.
Well, thank you so much. I think now it's kind of hard to speak. They made sure that I get so emotional that I barely am able to continue, but I'll try. So, well, when I was thinking about inviting a special guest tonight for giving them a kind of pearls of wisdom before they leave us, I kind of scratched my head and then thought, why in the world am I looking around when I have the pioneer of oral and maxillofacial radiology right next to me? So, Dr. Ruprecht does not need any introduction. Everybody knows his accomplishments, not just in the United States of America and Canada, but around the world. I tried that I would go through his biodata and kind of summarize it for everyone, but it would take me no less than this whole evening, and I probably still wouldn't get done. So I just want to let everybody know again that Dr. Ruprecht, who has been a veteran in this field, has worked in different places. He graduated from Western Ontario, worked there for some time, and University of Toronto, and then worked in Western Ontario, and since there worked at several places and finally landed up in Iowa, where he was a program director for 2 decades before we kidnapped him to Florida, and hopefully will not let him go for now. So I do want to tell some special facts about Dr. Ruprecht. Everyone knows his professional accomplishments, but probably not many people know that he's a professional scuba diver. He is actually a private pilot. He is also a traction steam engineer, and he is a family genealogist. We all know Barbara Ruprecht, the better half of Axel Ruprecht. They have been married for over 48 years now, and they have a son and 2 grandsons that Dr. Ruprecht keeps on talking about very often. With this short introduction, may I invite Dr. Ruprecht to please come and speak a few words. Thank you.
Now, those of you who have seen me lecture realize I don't usually use notes, but for this one I decided I'd better because I'd probably wander off the track. Before I start, you're probably all wondering why I am giving this commencement address. Well, let's look at that. The Oral Maxillofacial Radiology program saved the usual large speaker's fee and no travel costs, no extra meals and drinks to be paid for. I hope that the Dean noticed that the program is not frivolously spending money. That answers that question. And now for the actual commencement address. And by the way, some commencement speakers are awarded an honorary degree. I did not luck out there either. I thought I would look up some facts on commencement speeches to make sure I was on the right track. My source said that a commencement speech is a speech delivered at the commencement ceremony of a higher education institution by a graduate, not I, an alumnus, not I, a celebrity, definitely not I, or a politician, also not I, to the graduating class, their families, and guests. The speech is often written to celebrate past experiences, present accomplishments, and future hopes. And I have the quote where that came from. You can look at the reference yourself if you want. It's not just being purloined. So where did that leave me? Not a UF graduate, or alumnus, not a celebrity, or politician. Maybe I should just sit down instead of giving the speech, but I promised. And besides, I already put it in my CV. It also said the speech should celebrate past experiences, present accomplishments, and future hopes. We shall get to that later. So the next question, how long should a graduation speech be? Student graduation speeches usually range from 5 to 12 minutes. A principal or outside person would generally speak 15 to 20 minutes. Therefore, I assume that for a faculty member such as I, that means about 45 minutes. Then it said to start with your favorite quote. Well, I'm a Sherlockian, meaning I like Sherlock Holmes and belong to the younger Stanfords, a Sherlockian science society, so I present a quote from the Reigate Squires. It is of the highest importance in the art of detection to be able to recognize out of a number of facts which are incidental and which are vital. Probably not much to do with the commencement, but is good advice for radiologists, so I repeat. It is of the highest importance in the art of detection to be able to recognize out of a number of facts which are incidental and which are vital. Then it's said to think about what you enjoyed most about your school. I assume that this was for a graduate, what he enjoyed, and not I, since this is not my school, at least not in that sense. But if it were, I could say that what I enjoyed most was the birthday cakes, and the Friday sessions at Indian Cuisine, and of course the residents. Then I should think about what I will miss about school. Easy. About the school, I shall miss nothing, because I'm not leaving. At least not as far as I know. Has anybody heard anything to the contrary? Oops, I just lost a page here. But I shall miss picking on Hanson and getting him to do some work. I gave up on Lamphon a while ago. It also said to start with humor, but didn't say which of the humors. Blood, yellow bile, black bile, or phlegm. So that didn't help much. It said to use your own voice. Well, whose voice did the writer think I was going to use? It also said to start by talking about the differences in the school from the time you got there from the time you left. I could not do that as I'm not leaving, at least not as yet, as far as I know. But I did watch Matt, Philip, and Abdullah grow, as I actually did know them as R1s, R2s, and R3s. So I can see some differences from the time I first arrived to now. Wong and Hanson used to work more. And lastly, it said, give advice. And finally, something I can do. Advice. Now remember, advice is usually worth exactly what you paid for it. And as I mentioned above, mine is free. So what advice would I give to our 3 graduates, better known as the 3 Musketeers, or the 3 Mouse Gators, or perhaps with the Magic Kingdom being nearby, the 3 Mouse Gators? First, feel good about yourselves. You have survived the program and may even have learned something useful. But do not take yourselves too seriously. You are now experts in your field, oral and maxillofacial radiology. But remember, the word expert can be divided into its component parts, X and spurt. An X is a has-been and a spurt is a grip under pressure. So not too seriously. That, however, does not mean that what you do is not serious. You will make many important and at times difficult decisions in your careers as oral and maxillofacial radiologists. Some will be life or death decisions. For those, as well as other interpretations, you will need to be serious. And stick to your guns when others question your interpretation, but have no actual reasons or better answers. When you give your opinion and the referring doctor says, "Oh, I don't know," your response will be, "Exactly." You are an advocate for the patient, and that means that you will have to dig in your heels at times and insist that what is done or not done be in the best interest of the patient. Always it is the patient. It can be lonely being a radiologist. You may be the only one in the room agreeing with yourself. But remember the quote from Thoreau, "Any man more right than his neighbors constitutes a majority of one already." But to quote Dirty Harry in Magnum Force, "A man's got no limitations." Never be afraid to ask a respected colleague for an opinion. As you have heard me say on numerous occasions, that in order to be a diagnostician, you do have to have sufficient ego to give opinions. But it's not about ego. It's about the patient. It's always about the patient. Your radiology colleagues should be willing to give you their opinion, advice, and interpretation when you ask, for free. Because amongst radiology colleagues, we do not charge for our interpretations. That is professional courtesy, and you will do the same in return. And do not wonder whether your answer was right or wrong. If you were right, you will know, because you will probably hear nothing back. If you were wrong, everybody will take great pleasure in informing you of that fact. I think back on the late Professor Douglas Stoneman, my program director and colleague. Now let me say, for those of you not familiar with the old North American saying that when you are shot down, so to speak, that you're proven wrong, you bite the dust. Doug Stoneman said, to be a radiologist, you will spend a lot of time spitting out dust. and continue to learn. Attend CE courses and appropriate regional, national, and international meetings, and join and work for radiology organizations. Give presentations to your colleagues in other dental and medical specialties or general practices, not just to get referrals or lines on your CV or speaking fees, but because you are professionals and you have been blessed with good educations, opportunities, and specialized knowledge. So whether you use the quote from President Kennedy, "For of those to whom much is given, much is required," or its antecedent from Luke 12:48, "For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required." Give back and give forward. And also take the time to be human. There is more to life than your profession, great as it may be. Remember your families and friends, and give them proper time and attention. Life goes by too quickly, and your children, when you have them, will grow quickly and be gone before you know it. If I may loosely quote Dr. Nelson Logan, who was a dean of faculty at the College of Dentistry at the University of Iowa before he moved here with his wife, Dr. Henrietta Logan, when she became a faculty member at this college, now retired. Your life is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. Live it now. There is no repeat or do-over. Once today is gone, it is gone. And now I should get back to that statement that speech should celebrate past experiences, present accomplishments, and future hopes. I hope that we are currently celebrating past experiences that we in this room have had together. I know Drs. Kashwari and Bargan, as well as I, have enjoyed teaching you and learning from you. All of you, not just the Three Musketeers. We are proud of your accomplishments, as you should all be proud of all of your accomplishments, singly and collectively. We all share in your future hopes. We shall look to how you thrive and grow. I have seen graduates of my program at Iowa become department and program chairs, deans, presidents of national and international radiology and pathology organizations, and leaders in society. We hope and expect the same of you. I mentioned radiology and pathology organizations because we at Iowa, like here, have a department with both programs, and we all teach both sets of residents and see them all as our own. So in closing, I shall use my Latin that I had to learn in high school because my father said that if I was to be an educated person, I would take Latin. And to quote Catullus, Ave atque vale, hail and farewell, or as it is now often translated, I salute you and goodbye. But not really goodbye, because you will always remain our former residents, even as you become our colleagues and leaders. Ave atque vale, hail and farewell.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruprecht, for those words of wisdom. I'm sure they're enlightening to us and will be a great inspiration for the residents who are just beginning their journey. I would request Dr. Garcia to please join me in felicitating the residents with the certificates. But before that, I would request Dr. Garcia to please present a small memento which we have for Dr. Ruprecht. Thank you, Dr. Ruprecht, for accepting my invitation and graciously agreeing to give this commencement speech. Dr. Ruprecht.
This is for you.
Oh, necessary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, just what I wanted, silver foil.
Now we will call our Three Musketeers, as Dr. Ruprecht always calls them. So we'll begin with Dr. Lampone. Congratulations, Dr. Lampone.
Okay. Okay.
Dr. Matthew Hansen.
Make sure that doesn't say rope on it.
Ready? Okay. 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 Maybe later, but is it possible to get all three of them
Yes.
here?
Can we have the 3 graduating residents here for a group?
All three. Okay. And, okay. Okay. And, okay. Okay, whip.
Abdullah had to dress up and make us all look bad.
That's my update.
That's what was Thank you very much. Congratulations, Nat, Phil, and Alpha once again.